Hi, Bill here with 30-Minute Woodshop. Thanks for joining. So today I want to talk to you about making a sorting tray for your shop. Real quick 15-minute project using scrap. We've all got these things laying around someplace if you had your shop operational for any length of time, or even if you have a junk drawer in the house. All those bits and bobs, pieces and bolts that, quite frankly, you just don't want to get rid of, and especially at today's prices. But they're all sitting someplace in a jar, hard to find. You got to spread them out on the table and try and sort through them. What I want to make today is a sorting box. So I've got a couple pieces of scrap, and these days it's very hard to call this scrap because the price of lumber is, man, I just saw a quarter sheet of plywood for $90. And it wasn't really good plywood either. So anyway, I hate to call it scrap, but it's stuff I don't have other uses for at the moment. Quarter inch right here. And then these are just some offcuts that are 3/8 or 5/8 by 5/8 roughly. And I'm just going to lay those out, make a box, and I'll show you how to do this. So keep watching. Okay, like I said, I'm using scrap. There's no drawings for this, but I will have a short blog about it. This particular piece is about 14 inches, actually 13 7/8 by 10 3/16. So I picked this piece because this is about the right size that I want. So you want something that's going to be about 12 to 14 by 8 to 10. Big enough so you have enough area to work on whenever you start pouring stuff out, and then it's easy to do after that. So first thing I want to do is take these and make some measurements. Notice a couple of these already have 45s on them, so I want to take advantage of those. And I've marked these with an X, by the way, because they're not exact. I said they're offcuts. And all I'm doing here, because I know this corner is a little messed up, and just make some marks. Now, I'm not too worried about how this thing looks. This is a shop, for me, this is a shop piece, so I really don't, personally, I don't care. I'm not really into making shop furniture. I'm interested in making something that gets the job done. So as long as I get the job done, I'm good. And so all I'm doing here is sketching on. I'm just sketching in where the 45 is so I don't screw it up, because God knows I do that pretty easily. So I'm going to do that for the rest of these. I'm taking over to my radial arm saw, and I'll cut the pieces, and then I'll show you how to assemble. Okay, radial arm saw set up at a 45, rough 45. I didn't dial this in, so all I've done here is stack my right and left pieces, set the tooth right at the point here on this side. I'll cut both these at the same time. It's flush over at the far end, so these will be identical, and we'll cut them up. Okay, 3 sides cut. The last cut I need to make, I want to make short. So this is already a short piece, doesn't really matter, but what I want to do is I want to leave it gap over here by about, say, 1.5 inches-ish. So roughly I want to cut this piece back to about here, and this piece to about here. So the idea is I'm going to have a gap here, so when I put my material, my bolts and screws in here, I can sort them out. Then I can dump them out back through this little opening, and that way I don't have to try and scoop them up, pick up individual pieces. I just pick it up, shake the tray into the container, and I'm done. So let me cut those 2 pieces on. We'll be able to glue a nail, and then I'm going to paint this thing. So keep watching. Well, I have the parts trimmed up so you can see the gap. I got about 1.5 inch gap here. Yeah, looks about 1.5 inches, a little bit more. So it's perfect. That'll give me a great spot for bolts and nuts to exit as I start pouring them into the jar. So I'm pretty good. Everything fits up pretty well. Even the corners are pretty tight. But again, I'm not making shop furniture here. I'm making a work piece that I'm going to be using regularly. So, next step is to glue and nail this. All right. I'm using Titebond 3 waterproof glue. Only reason I'm using that is that's what I happen to have. You can use any glue you choose. In this case, should be using this anywhere outside, so waterproof glue isn't absolutely necessary. All I'm going to do is throw a little bit down here. Shouldn't take much because, quite frankly, I'm not trying to do much more than hold the pieces in place. And I do have some spring clamps just to hold these things together while I get ready to nail it. And there'll be some adjustment. Okay, put the clamps on, and flip it over and nail it. All right, I have a Bostitch nailer here. It's an 18 gauge with 5/8 nails in it. I'm just going to throw some in here. And all this is doing is keeping the whole thing together so I can get rid of the clamps. Okay, so I have one or two here I need to take care of because the angle wasn't quite right. So I got to hit them down with a punch. So let me go knock these off and grab a punch. I think I'll put one or two in here too. Splinter. So, just so you know, I'm using a nail set punch. This nail set punch is different than most punches because it has a dimple in here. That way you can get this on the nail head. It'll stay there when you hit it, and it'll sink the nail a little bit further in. So, just keep that in mind. Now we're ready to spray paint this thing. All right, simple rattle can from Ace. White. I chose white because I want to be able to see everything nice and bright. And that should do it. Not looking for full coverage, I'm looking for enough coverage so that it's nice and bright. We'll let it sit around here, dry out, and we'll be ready to use it. Okay, tray's done. Got a nice coat of white paint on it. Makes things easy to see. Everything looks pretty good. I did not round the corners and things, but you may want to do that. Like I said, this is strictly for shop use, so I really don't care. We'll give it a quick try here. So it's really easy to see stuff on it. I can check things out. And this is what I think is the best part. I don't have to pick stuff up off the bench. So the fact I can pour it on here and pour it back into the container, tell you what, that's going to save me a ton of time. I having to drop things, sweep things. It also keeps my parts contained. I don't have to worry about them rolling off the bench. So, be honest with you, I am super happy with the way this turned out. I'll be using this really frequently because I'm always looking for that spare bolt or nut or screw that I can't seem to find. So, hey, thanks for watching. Hope you got something out of this. There's some links in the bottom. Take a look at those. And, hey, please hit like and subscribe. I'd appreciate that. And on that note, folks, until next time, good making.